Yeah. They also could have been following us from where we got the body from the morgue.
Mm-hmm. Well, since we know that they're following us, I guess the best course of action right now is not to panic. They probably don't know what we're up to yet.
At this point, if we assume that they know all about it, then
Then we're screwed.
Well, I mean, we're not screwed, but it just means they will not be taken by surprise. And at this exact moment, I don't think it's in our best interest at the exact moment to, completely blow our cover. They haven't acted on any of this information.
Probably just waiting us to finish our end of the bargain that we made.
Yeah. So we got to get this figured out. We have the body disguise. Now we just need to present it and then get on to the next part of the bargain. Did the little letter or message that they gave us basically saying that they're waiting, did it have like a phone number?
No, it was just the 3 words. Is it done?
Oh, is it done? Well, it is now. Kinda. Suppose I'm gonna have to go meet them at the same hat block.
Where you gonna go meet? Ollie?
Pardon?
Who are you going to go meet?
If I can recognize anyone from that meeting day. If I have too much trouble, I'll just go find the old alley, the drug dealer.
Yeah, your easiest time would probably be to find old Ali, the dealer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find old alley.
Far as I know, they just came in and arranged that meeting in that bar. I know that it had a name, but for the fuck of it, I don't know what it was called.
Don't worry, neither do I.
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Well, I don't fucking know. I'm a snowman.
So now it's just called the Midnight Oil.
Fair enough. Actually, I think it was something like the Broken Tankard. Doesn't really matter.
Just like a D&D name.
Yes.
The pig and whistle and cock and boots.
I don't know. I guess we are. What up? Give the body.
Kirby wants to go.
When did Zebekiah become this grabbly old fucking...
I don't know, I change it fucking weekly.
So, Kirby wants to go find old Ali. Who's standing with them?
Everyone tells me to get fucked.
Well, they do.
Well, if I recall, I can't be present for such a meeting.
Would be safe if I came along at least. They do know me.
I mean, Drake, technically nobody except the innkeeper you threatened connected you to the Arbitrates, as far as you know.
I don't recall threatening him, but okay.
Oh, you very much threatened him, yes.
Alrighty. So, yeah, if nobody else has, verifiably connected me, then yeah, I'll join.
Huzzah. The mighty Kirby will not be alone on this day.
I wonder if the local arbiters have any mention of this syndicate in their files.
I
I mean-
can't even remember what the fucking character's original name is.
What character?
My character. I know his name was not Kirby at the start. Fucking remember
It was Reverco, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
That's awful.
But that was a bitch to say, so now you're Kirby.
That's awful. How the fuck did I come up with that?
I don't know.
Did I use Roll20's like random name?
It might have been actually the roll.
You may have, yes.
God, it's fucking stupid. And Kirby's like 100 times better.
I wouldn't go that far, but it is easier to say.
And hey, you even got your own theme song.
That nobody plays.
So, you go down to the hat block. Give me awareness checks, please.
Alright. I am now trained in awareness. Didn't make a fucking difference.
I actually forgot to spend my XP. Oh well. Too late now.
Is Aurora coming with them?
Yeah, sure.
Then you may also make an awareness check.
Ooh.
Quickly. Succeed where I failed. Okay, I'm
Nope.
going to re-roll this. There we go.
Alright.
That's the one fate point gone for today.
It doesn't take you long before you spot old Ali making some sort of deal with a customer in a back alley. There you go, my friend. It's the best wares I have. And they're yours now. Have fun.
I don't know why, but mentally I just filled that up with Kashita's wares.
Well, yeah, I believe that's what he was going for.
I thought
No
he was
comment.
Spanish. Thought he was just Spanish.
Well, technically I'm trying to go for Arabian, but I'm really shit at that accent.
Fucking.
So it sort of sounds like Spanish. Like very bad Spanish.
Just call the other Seabass here. Hey!
Okay, let's not get the Chilean into this.
I had like an adequate understanding of Spanish, but listening to that man's Spanish is fucking impossible.
Well, yes. Ask the French about the French Canadians. Same concept.
We don't talk about them.
Anyways, you go over to Old Ali, I assume.
Yeah.
He turns around, look at you. My friends! How are you doing on this fine day? What can Old Ali do for you?
If you could get us another meeting with that fine gentleman you introduced us to, that'd be lovely.
Well,
Gotta
yes.
fulfill on a promise I made.
That should not be a problem at all. If you would, you will be informed. Is there anything else I can do for you, friend?
At the exact moment, no. I'll look at the group. Got anything?
Nah.
I'm asking you guys collectively if there's anything you want from Old Ali.
Maybe you would like to sample some more of my merchandise?
Well, that
No,
doesn't sound
I'm
ominous.
Excuse me. Yes!
After all, you have already tried to buy wonderful time dust, which I still have some more of.
Sure.
I'm afraid I'm all out of dark greens, but then happy time is still available.
You've already sold me.
Which one will it be then? Some more thin dust for the friend?
Sure.
He gives you a small package.
And thus Kirby's addiction will now spiral out of control.
He gives you a small package. That'll be 15 thrones, my friend.
I hand it to him.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Now, the smart, prudent character would use this as evidence.
I mean, I just look at you and I say like, yes sir, that's smart, after Ollie leaves.
Well, the Mechanicus said it was safe.
I'm sorry, what?
I wouldn't trust him with...
This is another presumption that Ali has left, because Marcus said after Ali.
Yes. Oh, it's a good thing I'm using push to talk, so you can't hear my cackle.
Well, whatever, I'm not here to question your life choices. If you wanna get snort up that...
Oh, I haven't done it yet. I'm hanging on to it. It's called the what? It's called the I'm panicking because my anxiety meds are gone.
Letting the dogs in real quick. I'll be right back.
Well, no. I guess that's gonna take its while.
Well, of course, it's gonna take its while. The whole bottle's full, and I just shake the fucking anti-anxiety meds bottle.
Oh, but... this might be a dumb idea, but what if we... you can get into the RP test, right? You had some conversation with them.
Yeah.
Oh, what if we
gonna be
just
a bit-
check their files for the Syndicate, or if there's any mention of them in the meanwhile? I don't think we have done that yet.
Well, no. I just recently established the contact with them. Although one would assume they might have a local name. I really hope they don't just call themselves the Syndicate.
Are you asking me that?
No, I'm just saying that in general, as the conversation.
Well, there's many of minor gangs, but I doubt that it's any of them.
No, this sounds a tad more, well, not local.
And I'm back.
Mhm.
As far as like what resources they have available.
I mean, if we just wanna look up some gangs, I know that there's I believe they call themselves Crimson Boars down in Hab Block 20. But I don't think they would have anything to do with them.
Probably not. And again, we don't really know. I don't know the inner workings of all the gangs here. I don't know how many of them are secretly, actually, growing war beasts. So, that's a bit of a problem.
Well, as we learned from my little experiments in information gathering, we have one of the men that is in charge of making them, and he's been selling them to a plethora of different locations.
Well, that is interesting.
As I said, I did give you a full report.
Yes. Although I have been a tad bit busy and not have given it a full look over. Should have had myself examine it further, but I did not. I had to go get a uniform.
Well,
beautify
we
my body.
do have some extra time now.
Well, out here in the open.
Well, not here, obviously.
When I'm about to go do a meeting.
That should.
Yeah, all the time in the,
Did
all
he
the time in
say?
the world.
Ollie said how long that would take time to set up? I don't think he
No,
did.
he told you you would be informed when it was done.
That could take at least a few hours. I don't know.
Potentially.
What do you want to do?
I could go down to the local Arbitrace, see what they have in their databanks.
I mean, that's kind of they probably don't have much, if they even have anything. That's kind of a shot in the dark.
You're telling me the local police force might not have any idea about an underworld gang of that kind of level?
Mm.
If they don't, they're clearly inept.
I was about to say.
I mean, that's the
police in
classic
Finland?
trope in these kinds of games.
Yeah,
that
but I know it's like a trope in literature and in media. But I was thinking more in real life. I started to wonder for a second, like, fucking Christ, how inept are the police in Finland?
Like that's every fucking, well, not every.
Fuck me, is it like the law code that we have in the US?
Sure. I guess we can do that one. You go to there.
Alright,
And
I'll
me.
take a swing down there. Anybody here who knows how to recogitate as well?
Well, me, I guess.
How comfortable are you walking into a Arbitrace facility?
Well, that's the funny thing. Last time I was dragged there.
Okay, I'll bring you back like a recording.
Yeah, that's probably safer.
We'll meet back at least. I'll see what information I can get from their databanks.
Right.
Kirby will head out back to the Arbitrace. They're probably gonna be a bit quizzical, like, fuck, we gave him a uniform. He's not fucking wearing it. What kind of piece of shit is this?
Well, no, because most of them don't actually know you had a uniform.
That's true. I don't know. Maybe the marshal's like walking around.
So, who you're going to talk to?
I'm gonna find the facility's intelligencer.
You can certainly be directed that way by the person, by the staff person at the front desk.
Perfect. Let me go over again. The intelligencer too. Spy master, tacticians, for instance. Ah, there it is. The perfect person to talk to. Either that or another investigator.
So you may either speak to Master Tactician Chen, or to one of the investigators, Brown, Barrius, or Vicarian.
What was the intelligencer's name again?
Chang.
The Master Tactician Chen.
Chen?
Yes.
I don't know why, but I heard Master Intelligencer Chan.
I heard Chang.
Yeah.
As in
Just
Jackie
thinking to
Chan.
I was just thinking to myself, I'm gonna walk
But
in
with
and I'm
a
just gonna see a
G.
wide-eyed anime boy. Yeah, that's what I heard. And I was just thinking to myself, like, what the fuck?
Okay, new plan. He's now the Master Intelligencer Chan. He's Jackie Chan.
And he just looks at you and he's like, "Oh, there, Chan."
He's now Weeaboo Jackie Chan.
Does he have like this leather coat and a fucking samurai sword, and he's just sitting there on his fucking chair?
Am I gonna walk in there and I'm gonna walk in there and find Dr. Tran?
And he's in the middle of like this dark monologue about being a hero or whatever, and friendship wins the day.
Listen, you just gotta believe in the power of friendship, and then you can kill God. That's what anime has taught me.
No, Marcus, but he is going to tell you all about his Nakama.
He's a secret Asian man.
I'm gonna open up one of his like filing cabinets, expecting to find
Asian man does whatever an Asian man does.
I'm gonna open up one of his like little filing cabinets, thinking I'm gonna find files upon files of data, and I'm just gonna find his Pocky collection.
You find his Jojujin collection or whatever.
That's the last thing I want to fucking find.
Or however you pronounce it.
That is a Dojin.
I don't know it. I don't care. You find his hentai collection.
I'm horrified.
Through 17 walls, he tips his fedora at Aurora. Milady.
Oh. Fucking sterile now.
Alright, so who do you want to talk to?
Well, obviously, you've created a riveting character. I can't ignore him now.
Good God. Now I have to actually roleplay Weeaboo Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Open the door.
So much right now.
Yes. I can't walk away from this now.
You open the door and all of a sudden he looks at you and says, "Oni-chan."
Oh my god.
I hate you so much right now.
Holler. My about to talk to you like the former Inquisitor fucking weeboo.
Goddamn, it is exactly what this is, isn't it?
Hello, I'm Captain Weeaboo.
Got a fucking poster saying the Tower Friends.
Would you like to see my collection of figurines?
Made of magic. So yeah, we step into this man's office and immediately regret that decision.
So you stepped into Master Intelligencer Chan's office. The first thing you see is a stand with 3 swords in their sheaths.
What kind of swords?
You know exactly what kind of swords. He's wearing a black leather coat, which he has somehow tied together to be his only piece of clothing with a belt.
Does he have that weird Japanese big ass like bow tie on his back?
I thought that was for women.
I've seen fucking like samurai warriors run around with those big bow ties. Or those like little like tied knot rope strings on their back.
It's if you have a kimono, I think.
Yes.
And,
I don't know what the practical application of that fucking thing would be. I just know they look ridiculous.
I thought the kimono was female only. What was
No,
the male
that's that, and there's the male version, which is called something really similar, I believe, or the same. But there's a male version of it.
Why do you know that?
So he used
because
the belt.
I watch a shit ton of anime.
God damn it, Marcus. So he used the belt to tie this really edgy black leather coat into a male version of a kimono.
I mean, it could be worse.
It looks precisely stupid as it sounds.
He could have one of those... what the fuck are they called? I need to Google this now. Anyways, continue.
Konnichiwa, my friend, my nakama. What can I do for you? I hate every moment of this.
I know. Hang on, I'm trying to find a very apt picture for this. But I look at this strange individual. Fucking Christ! I'm trying to like think of how to structure this, but I'm just imagining this fucker.
Why did I create this?
You brought this on yourself.
This was a fucking joke. Why did I do this? Speak now, foul beast, to the fouler beast.
Is this just? I need to know. Is this the fucking man I'm like looking at?
You're not too far off.
Am I gonna like when we're having like that dramatic chase scene? Is this what I'm going to fucking see?
Oh yes, definitely. Except he's also going to have a katana in each hand.
I actually went and asked someone if there was like a
Of
practical
course.
reason as to why you would run that way, and apparently it makes you aerodynamic.
That's just not.
Anyways, I look at this strange man, and I try to recall what was the cover identity name.
Just
I fucking came up with it. God damn it!
Just come up with something else.
I
It
dragged
doesn't
the
matter.
name out of the book. All right, I remember now.
You think anyone's going to talk to this person about you or anything voluntarily?
I could fucking tell him I'm the Lord of Change, and I know what gonna fucking listen to him.
Exactly.
So I look at him and I'm like, "Greetings, I'm Investigator Octus."
Sugoi, a real investigator. God damn it! I think I threw him in my mouth a little. I threw up in my mouth a little.
I think we need to take some cringe damage here.
I just took some damage to my pride.
I just puked a bit. I don't know why.
I know why.
I just like retched a little bit. The Coca-Cola that I've been drinking just came up.
Can't we just have a Nazi interrogation scene instead?
I'd rather be the one being interrogated. Anyway,
Yes, the questions.
What can I do for you, Nakama?
I need to ask you some questions about a particular gang that I'm investigating.
Certainly, are they a kind of Yakuza?
They refer to themselves as the Syndicate, so maybe. I gotta ask though. I don't mean to come across as rude, but what do you? What kind of Gothic do you speak?
Oh, gomenasai. It's a local dialect.
I
granted from the
freeze.
others.
I freeze. As there's a stark realization that there are other people.
We're actually in fucking Otaku Japan now.
Span some of the glorious nation of Otakustan.
Granted, it's a local dialect from the Underhive.
Upon that information sliding into my ears, I have now completely settled on the idea that all who come from the Underhive are lesser humans.
I mean, That much was given, wasn't it?
This is
Maybe
true.
to him.
What the fuck is that?
What we see you see in front of you right now.
Again, imagine him with his edgy black coat tied as a kimono, and you're spot on.
Long, greasy black hair tied in a ponytail.
So is this the hero of the story?
Oh, hold on.
Is this the man who's going to save us?
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes, but they're an offshoot of a larger syndicate called the Acolytes of. Damn it. Can't get over this fucker.
Acolyte of Sin!
I thought for a second there he was gonna say they were part of a bigger triad.
Hold on.
So they're part of a bigger triad called the Acolytes of Escapor. They're technically the local brand, except most of the Triad on other planets has been destroyed. So they're really just their own Yakuza at this point.
They are locally known only to me as Kanako Oshinji. Which is just a bunch of Japanese words I slung together.
Kirby, omae wa shinderu.
That's what I'm praying is like the ending to this engagement. I just hope it's not by him. It will be, though. Finn's gonna teleport behind me, reveal himself to be the... What fucking psychers were those? The psychers who were master swordsmen?
Oh shit, They were some sort of Templar.
Yeah, no, they're pretty cool. This fucker's probably one of them, except he calls it jutsu.
Oh no, he just claims that it's a magical sword from folded steel that can cut anything,
It's been folded 1,000 times.
completely ignoring that it's a power sword.
It's been folded 1,000 times. What are you talking about? What piece of shit during the during the age of fucking what era was it? The power swords. Because they don't make power swords anymore. We just kind of find them. I don't know if we still manufacture them.
You mean 4 swords? Because I'm pretty sure power swords are still made.
Yeah, no, because I'm trying to recall like what is actually made and what is shit we just find. Can't recall.
4 swords are the psycho weapons.
Yeah.
So I assume those are not made
Phase
anymore.
swords are found.
Mm.
Force swords can also be made, but phase swords cannot.
Okay.
Good to know.
I'm trying to imagine this fucker with a phase sword now. He's just It's his sword from his time spent in Sword Art Online.
So, anything specific you want to know about these Yakuza?
God fucking damn it. I'd forgotten that you were calling them Yakuza.
Nope.
What is repressed? You had repressed that knowledge.
I had repressed that information, yes, to the deepest bowels of my brain. And then memories of Arthur Karstark's backstory started to push it back out. I did have some questions. For starters, I'd like to know, I mean, with their kind of current knowledge of what they have on the Syndicate, what do they do? What's the business they kind of run?
The Greater Triad is involved in all kinds of smuggling mainly, although they do some extortion, the occasional assassination. The local offshoot, the Syndicate, we think they trade in war beasts, among other things. Of course, the regular drugs, prostitution, murder, solicitation, extortion. But we think a good deal of their profits come from selling war beasts to samurai. Those were nobles, right?
Samurai were nobles and soldiers, yes.
I briefly muted my mic just so I could fucking exhale through both my nose and my mouth.
I hate every second of this.
You're gonna suffer through it.
I know.
What the fuck?
this
There's a
yourself.
legend on the internet that if you stay a virgin until you're 30, you become a wizard.
Once you're gone, intelligence Chan is going to suffer a fatal accident.
Fell down some stairs. He was chasing his waifu.
He will accidentally cut himself to death 1,000 times on his 1,000-folded sword. Do you have any further questions?
Have you ever known them to engage in anything biomechanical beyond the war base?
Well, illegal modification, of course. That one is sort of a staple among criminals on this planet.
I'd imagine so.
Especially favored are, well, muscle grafts and full conversions. As well as far as we can tell, several different kinds of hidden weaponry. Often in the case of acid-producing organs.
Acid producing.
Yes. Different kinds of acid bladder can be implanted, and depending on the, well, routing, it can squirt from basically anywhere. We took down one of their enforcers once who had acid nipples. It was unpleasant.
Acid nipples. Interesting. Out of curiosity, from your time spent dealing with the syndicate, do they have any kind of gang iconography? Any kind of distinguishing symbols, hand gestures, anything that could kind of give you an idea?
Not as far as I'm aware, no. So they usually take over areas and make certain everyone in that area knows they have taken over. Everyone who does not pay their dues, who does their kind of business around here, well, they figure it out eventually. Strangely enough, they don't often go for protection money.
What do they go for?
I mean, everyone who engages in more illicit activities pays a cut. They themselves organize most of the drug trade. They run several semi-legal ventures, such as bordellos. And of course, you can on occasion hire their enforcers for your own ends.
I was thinking about asking another question, but then I read, "He shall commit Sudoku." And my mind is eternally blank.
I mean, what do you think he's been playing all of this time?
Aurora, do you have any questions?
Nope.
I think I had one, but it's fucking gone because I just read that line of fucking text, and it's just gone.
So, what's your favorite tab?
What's your
dear.
favorite? What's your favorite Vox frequency?
I didn't see you there. Hello, milady. You have very white hair. Are you a Yuki Onna?
I don't blame you.
Nobody blames you.
Well, we're not gonna have that moment with Baka!
But I'm a nice guy.
Urosai. Good God. Anyways, I have drawn some pictures from reports if you'd like to see them.
Sure. I walk over to examine the pictures, bringing me closer to his desk. As I look over, I see an absolute horde of chibis.
He has, in fact, drawn a manga. Weirdly enough, there seem to be babies there who are dressed like some sort of ancient assassins. There's something about pacifiers that's not clear.
Ah, it's Hitman Reborn.
Yes, it is.
You know, that's not a bad show, but that's like the one thing that you have to sit there and try and get past, and you fucking can't. You just can't.
Okay, Marcus, for that to die.
I pushed the button. Somewhere in the world, Zebekai's head pops.
There's one singular lolly in all of anime I will accept, and that is the Nazi fucking one.
Oh. I forgot about those.
And that character is good despite the fact that it's a lolly, not because of it.
You might actually like the new anime Isekai Portrait.
Doesn't ring a bell.
It's like a silly little anime that they have done which has the Nazi lolly, Overlord, Konosuba, and ReZero in it at the same time.
Oh good! That sounds absolutely fucking awful.
It is, but it's actually like watchable awful.
No, my dear Nakama, anything more I can do for you?
No, that'll be all.
Then I say arigato for your visit.
Gesundheit. Exit the room. If I walk by any of the local, like, RBT's enforcers who are walking around, I'm like, I just point over at that door, I'm like, that guy is an asshole. Why the fuck does he talk like that?
Honestly, we just try to stay away from that room. I don't think he actually ever leaves it.
Is that why it smelled like ham?
I think he always smells like that. I don't want to know why.
Horrified.
But I thought friendship was heresy, was magic, and magic is heresy.
Yeah, it is.
I want to hit them with my friendship.
Please tell me you left the building.
Yes, we have exited the building. In the distance, we can hear a gunshot.
So, you now have a vague idea about the Syndicate.
But we do now have a vague idea of Syndicate. We've also learned what dwells in your decrepit mind.
Oh, fuck you. You want to talk to him. I offered you 3 alternatives. You took this one.
I now know what you're like when you're pressured to come up with something awful.
The guy was supposed to just be a random Chinese. His name was Chen.
So was he gonna talk about the triads and gripe about them while eating a cat?
He was supposed to be a competent intelligence officer.
Oh.
Nope.
Then he became Jackie Chan Chan. And I blame you for that.
He was Intelligencer Jackie Chan Chan, the whitest man in the galaxy.
It is known that the chaos corruption spreads quickly.
This one needs to be cleansed in fire.
I mean, who do you think is behind all of this? That guy.
We're gonna be in like a really dire situation, and then he's gonna come in and save us.
Oh god, no.
I think you should get 1d5 corruption for having to deal with him.
You know
I
what?
think that's fair.
You know what? I'm voluntarily taking this. That's 13 insanity and corruption right there. I just walked into hell.
Remind me, do you make checks for mutations and mental deficiencies at every 10 step or every 20 step?
First one is malignancy.
Yeah, the first 30 is just malignancies.
Alright.
I'm electing to take this for free. This is a freebie on me. Let me just find out where to fucking put it on this sheet.
At 30, I believe you can gain your first corruption. I mean mutation, not corruption.
I always thought it was the second one. Allow me to insanity.
But you still gotta test your willpower, I believe. If my memory serves me right.
Let's see if I can find this.
Those fear tests. Sanity and corruption points. Insanity track. 10 to 19. Unsettled. Okay. So, nothing. To be fair, I do already have a disorder. You're also supposed to get your first disorder. Fine.
Alright, so you return to your home. I'm sorry, base of operations.
Oh, huh. Look at that. 1 to 30, you are tainted. Is your degrees of corruption. And there is no, oh, wait, yeah, I do make them with willpower. Let's find out. Huh, I passed. Well, I do not go insane on this.
You do not go more insane. Good.
I'm tempted to re-roll that with a fate point just to see if I fail. But I ain't
You don't
gonna.
have a fate point anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's all good.
You people return home.
All my fate was taken in that fucking conversation.
I also lost faith in humanity.
Good, you should. Do you return home?
Yes.
Excellent. Give me awareness checks.
Okay. I fucking keep clicking on Uncle Zedekiah instead of my character sheet. Amazing. I'm blind. I have seen the light. And it had pimples. Aurora sees all.
Well, nobody seems to be following you. But as you exit the Arbitrate's building, you see like a good deal of the street down. Someone of an, let's say, affluent nature, very fine, rich clothing, followed what appears to be a personal war beast.
The fuck?
Are they Mechanicus related? You know, judging by the ropes, or
He doesn't look like a tech priest. He doesn't wear the red Mechanicus robes. Just very, very fine clothing.
hmm. So noble?
Not quite.
Hmm.
You've been briefed on nobles, and they have this tendency to be unearthly beautiful because, well, they have all the money and all the access to all treatments,
Mhm.
so they can look however the fuck they want. This person doesn't appear that way.
Right.
But sure enough, this man is followed by his large, gangly, let's say 7.5 feet tall Orbeez. Like, it's very much non-human, obviously, but it has this humanoid form and it's fairly thin of all appendages. Still looks like it could rip your head off, though, and has these weird pincer-like growths at his mouth.
Horrifying. I look at Aurora. Is that worth investigating?
Hmm.
So I'll take that as a no.
If nothing else, I would suggest finding out where he purchased it from.
Do the war beasts actually have some sort of, you know, sanctioned collar or something so that, you know, same as with Psychers, so that you know that, oh yes, this is a Mechanicus creation and not just a wild mutation.
Sometimes they have brands instead. The
Right.
collars are usually used when brands cannot be applied because of exoskeletons, for example.
Mm.
Do we see a brand on it?
You don't, but currently it has its back turned to you.
So there might be one on the front.
But this is the first war beast we've seen that wasn't trying to kill us, correct?
And also, this is the first war piece we've
Well-
seen where it's like actually been fully grown and developed.
It is certainly the first war beast you've seen in a civilian area. You've seen some from a fair distance at the manufactorum, but rarely. This is the first time you've gotten a look up close on a fully grown one.
Interesting. I wonder why he has one. And also, who exactly sells those?
Well, that one's easy enough to answer, seeing as you've read through the records given to you. Mechanicum does. As long as you have enough money. And except that you will only be sold a very small variety of war beasts.
Does that look like the small?
Well, yes, this looks like the humanoid kind you would be able to purchase. But you probably can't purchase war beasts that can take on a Baneblade. Those are not for sale. But this one could be used and sold as a kind of bodyguard.
It could take on.
Oh, several Salons at least.
Could take its lunch money.
It can take on whatever the fuck it wants to.
No, the one that can take on a Baneblade can take on whatever the fuck it wants. The one who can take on a Titan, well, that is the one who can take on a fucking Satan god if it wants to.
On the plus side, you are very unlikely to encounter a war beast inside of the hive that can take on a Titan. Mainly because they're simply too large.
The hive is a war beast. Ah.
Shh! Don't tell them!
Oh no.
Your secret has been revealed.
Alright, let's return to the base. Let's return to the base. With newfound information and also the spotting of an amazing war beast.
Amazing war beasts and where to find them.
I'm gonna put up a website. Gonna make a pretty penny. Sorry, a pretty throne.
As you return to your base, you see that there's a note taped to your front door.
What's it say?
3, 2, 1.
I'm right behind you.
Happy birthday!
I stare right at it, and it says the
No.
note 357 gang remembrance.
The 69ers will not forget.
Then I just turn around. There's like 7 guys staring at me, and they all pull out stub revolvers and miss.
The note just lists a time and a place. 10 p.m., the Leaky Tap. App log 79.
Okay. Perfect. Does it, what time is it currently?
6 p.m., 6:30ish.
Alright, so we have time.
Then again, the app log is fairly far away.
Now, what are the other players doing? What have they been doing to pass the time?
Fucking about. Experiments with cello.
You telling me I'm gonna like open the door, walk inside the room, and just see you're watching fucking Hunter x Hunter?
What happens when I put a gummy bear candies into Windex?
You sound like the fucking guy who headed up research development at Unit 731.
By the way, the gummy bears melt.
Are we supposed to be surprised by that fact?
No.
Oh, good.
What did you actually test that theory, or did you?
I seen it.
Or okay.
Draken, have you been doing anything interesting in the meantime?
Probably putting together a jigsaw puzzle or playing chess or some shit.
Alright, so while Draken was losing to himself at chess, Zebediah was playing with gummy bears and jello. And somehow they had the vastly more successful day.
Oh shit, they didn't have to talk to a weeaboo.
Exactly. So, any preparations past dinner you would like to make before you leave?
I was trying to figure out exactly how in the fuck do we move a dead body through a hat block without arousing a lot of suspicion. Then I realized it's a hat block. A dead body being dragged to the streets is not fucking unusual.
It's quite common.
True. Then again, this body is wearing an Arbor Days uniform.
So that's where the actual odd complication comes in.
The good old mafia trick. Just roll it into a mat.
Well, we could roll it into a rug, carry it all the way down there, but then we'd be robbed for our rug.
I don't think anyone's going to rob us for a rug.
You don't know High Worlders.
Actually, my character does. So, is there some sort of roll I need to make to,
To know that high forwarders will rob you for literally anything? No, you know that. If you get anywhere near the lower or under hives, you're being robbed.
There will be people robbing the people who are robbing you.
And I'm assuming my aura won't stop that from happening.
No. In some cases, it may actually make it more likely to happen, because people already do not like you.
That's the thing about that aura. It makes people unsettled being around you, but that unsettledness immediately turns to anger. You basically get a clear-cut idea of what it's like to be the really, really weird kid who sits in the back of the fucking classroom.
I was that kid growing up. So.
Yep.
Congratulations, now you have that tenfold, and it's magical in nature.
He can make people mad at a distance. Glorious.
Getting back to the body transportation.
Yeah, so carrying a Arbitrae's body through the streets would garner a lot of attention. If a Arbitrae's patrol, which there were really that many Arbitrae's patrols through that hive, correct? Any. It was like a novelty Draken walking through.
Yes. More often than not, when they go out, they come back with people they kidnapped. Well, I'm sorry, arrested on not entirely sufficient charges to be turned into servitors.
Yeah.
We might be somewhat safe.
Trying to figure out exactly how because we'd be noticed fairly quickly, so I'm trying to think of how much of that attention is like adequate attention for the kind of crowd we're trying to look good for. I mean, to the average thug, we might look like a group of badasses if we murdered a fucking arbitration and dragged its body through the streets like a bunch of assholes. But to any criminals with a degree of subtlety, we look like a bunch of pricks.
Both true. You would also make yourself a prime target for retribution among the Arbitrates.
Yeah.
Let's not.
The next time I walk into an Arbitrace facility to go and do my if I need to continue using their services, they're gonna be like, You want to explain why you were dragging a fucking member of our department through the fucking streets dead? With a bashed in face? You piece of shit. Followed by, actually, you don't need to. We're going to commence your interrogation right now. We're calling in our intelligencer. Intelligencer Chan.
Why
And
don't
that's
you
what-
just confess, Baka?
And that's when you bite off your own tongue.
And you see now he'll use one of his jutsus to prevent that from happening.
Tongue no bitey no jutsu.
What I'm saying is just you do it before he enters the room. You hear his name and you're like,
More likely to pull out the gun and shoot himself in the head.
hate you.
If I heard that man was going to be my like interrogator for an interrogation scene, I would fold myself into myself and turn into a black hole. Anyways, how do we want to approach this? Do we actually legitimately just want to go walking through the streets with a fucking dead body inside of a rug?
Rug.
And we're gonna be fending off fucking hive worlders all throughout the fucking streets.
I mean, I have no other better ideas, honestly.
yeah, I legitimately don't know enough to come up with an idea of what to do for anything, really. Like, I'm completely and utterly lost.
Alright, I guess we're doing the rug maneuver. Any suggestions, Kai, before we do something that is potentially probably very stupid?
Don't.
Don't is a fair argument.
You probably should have asked for counter suggestions instead.
I mean,
Well, that's too late now.
I will now ask part 2 of this question. Do you have a counter suggestion?
So,
I don't know how to perform the action.
what was the end goal again?
They need proof that the Arbitrace is dead. I think physical proof. They need to see him.
Okay, to fill you in completely.
Burn a corpse into a unrecognizable heap, and then just have his Arbitrace dog tags.
Yeah, about that. Dog tags, not part of the uniform.
What? How the heck do they even identify themselves? They're a paramilitary anyway.
Well, yes, but if you get dog tags, you as a person would get dog tags. They are not part of your uniform.
I mean, we could do. I forget what the movie is called, but in the movie, like, there's these two guys and their boss dies. So what they do is puppeteer him and pretend that he's still alive, and everybody buys it.
I don't have enough deceive to make that a reality. I would need it maxed out, have a fellowship of 100, and also everyone would need to be blind. So, I guess we're doing the rug maneuver.
Rug maneuver it is.
I feel like we're gonna be writing this down like as like another fucking potential story for Roll Tales. The time the party decided to roll a dead fake Arbitrace's body inside of a rug and take him through a hat block.
Okay, so you roll up the body in a rug. And then you start your long and arduous journey towards Haplog 79. The beginning of the journey is fine. You're still in the lower middle hives after all. Crime is not that high here.
I'll be looking menacingly once we get to the more dangerous parts of town, wielding my shotgun.
I should probably ask, are you going out armed and armored?
Well, the last time I was armored, everyone assumed that I was a cop, even though I'm really a knight. So,
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm a knight will still show off as,
I don't belong in a hive.
Yeah. So
the
probably not.
The problem with me wearing armor is that I've got the Imperial Guard full flak armor, and because I'm from a navy, it's navy flak armor, which is slightly different from Imperial Guard flak armor. But the actual problem is that it's not like Merc flak armor, where it's missing a number of things that would distinguish it from like a military uniform. So I'm having to walk in my civilian clothes.
Is it possible we get some paint and paint over the armor before we go?
Potentially so, but I think my commanding officer would be upset with me.
Paint is certainly widely available.
Alright, we paint my fucking armor random fucking colors. This piece is going to be
purple.
Red, that piece is going to be purple.
You will be stealthy.
But
so your pink Crusader armor with sparkles is now pretty.
But I'm perfectly content with going without armor, because I'm supposed to be a face, not a combat character. I do talking and stuff.
I also do talking and stuff, so that's why I wear armor.
The one who has armor is probably me, honestly. I'm the tech guy.
Where Haplog 79 is located, you're starting to get looks from around. At first it's not too bad. Some of you look fairly menacing. Draken glowers at anyone who comes close. Also, Zebediah looks like some fucking creep.
Hello, children!
Oh, as a side note, because of the aura that is being permeated over me because of our friend here, my anxiety medication for agoraphobia does not fucking work. So allow me to make this check. All right. I'm content to continue pacing as we go along. However, I want to make it known that I want to fucking die.
So, what's your
phobia?
I've got a distinctively bad fear of wide open spaces. And although you might say that, well, a hive is like fairly claustrophobic, that's not the point. My character really, really, really does not think that anything is like close enough unless it's like inside the cockpit of a fucking Valkyrie or like a really, really, really cramped barracks on a ship. Like that's how fucking close you gotta be before he's like, okay. Too many years in space.
Too many explosive decompressions.
Should we make it a point to encircle him to make him feel better?
Your aura makes me want to crawl inside my dick hole.
We need to do the, what's that when they wrap like a patient in like one of those bubbles and they have to live inside of the bubble?
I'm pretty sure that's extreme immunodeficiency, where your immune system is so weak that literally anything can kill you.
Those bubbles, like the people inside those bubbles, they look ridiculous. But it's terribly unfortunate that they have to wear them.
So, a few blocks away from your destination, 5 people are drawing close. Hello there. You don't look like you're from around here.
No, not really.
That's a fancy carpet you got there. And you're looking fairly fancy yourself.
It's a nice rug.
Shame if something would happen to it.
How about you leave it? And your stuff.
How about we let you walk away before I break your fucking jaw?
Looks to me like there's 5 of us and 4 of you.
I'm gonna make an example of our friend here.
Drop that intimidate.
So I just dropped that intimidate with 2 successes.
Okay, what specifically do you do to intimidate?
Well, I did just threaten to break his fucking jaw.
So there was verbal intimidation.
Oh, and
But
I was hoping you'd drop the corpse.
I'm also going to flex on him. And
Okay.
I am actively wielding my shock ball, so
Okay,
maybe
so
turn
you
it
do
on.
your best Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, flexing on them.
I don't know
They
why.
look
but
intimidated.
it's because of fucking rap culture that when I hear flexing, I just.
They look intimidated and slightly aroused.
What kind of a fucking response did one of them get? What the fuck? Aroused.
No, seriously. Yes,
Aroused.
God damn you.
We encountered fucking Slanesh people.
they look suitably impressed. Alright. You know what? We don't need your kind of trouble. Why don't you just move on?
Wise decision.
What they don't realize is that Kirby is actually Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC. He's gonna make him take a seat.
This
move
is the
past-
carpet you're looking for. Carry on. Move along. Move along.
You move past them, and from behind you, you hear a quiet, I wish I had those kind of muscles. Beyond that, you make it to your meeting point. The leaky tap awaits.
All right. We waltz inside of the leaky tap. I haven't seen this map in a
So-
while. Oh my god,
You
the
s-
Vampire Diaries.
Yes, you see your old friend Vampire Diaries again.
I remember that player. He derailed the 5e game. The fuck?
So that's canon now, I guess.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, I'm imagining that with the gay German accent. You know that one?
Yes.
The boar.
The one literally no German has ever had in history.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, here to pump you up.
Exactly.
I wish I had those sorts of muscles.
I was going to make a fruit salad,
But then I toss the salad. Anyways, so we see our gracious former companion, our friend, our business partner, our pal, our buddy. Other synonyms for friendship.
Compatriot.
So you see your friend Vampire Diaries. He waves to you, and then turns to Paolo, the barkeeper. Paolo, why don't you give our friends a nice drink here? I believe they
Fuck.
come to talk business.
Why the fuck does the barkeep look like a goddamn war veteran?
Because it amused me last time and I was too lazy to change the picture.
Alright, I respect that decision. I walk over and I take a seat.
The barkeeper nods to you guys. Anything you want?
I'm a sec is fine.
I'm a
Don't
second
drink
it is.
during business.
Otherwise known as terrible fucking space wine.
Rodcut, yes.
Rock.
Fat fuck, the lady.
Something that doesn't taste absolutely terrible.
You're getting the MSEC.
Ah, this jar of my pickled piss.
I like
Lady,
that
what do you think?
is more Django.
The lady want anything?
I'm fine, thanks.
Alright
Or
then.
I'm a sec.
He brings over 2 glasses full of MSEC for Kirby and Zebediah.
I take a hold of the glass and I give it a drink and immediately regret my decision.
Oh, it is awful. Just the worst. Also extremely flammable. You probably shouldn't smoke while drinking this. So,
Man, this is just like that cucumber vodka. Terrible.
I'm told you have come talking business. You have finished a job.
Yeah.
Show me.
And I roll off the
do
rug.
a snap of a finger and I drop the body from the rug.
My. He... Well, you did deface the corpse a bit. Chuckles at his own tired pun.
Told him to lay off the face
It's not
a
my
bit,
fault
but-
he rolled into my hammer.
Fair enough. Probably better than the guy deserved.
I was trying to
So-
draw it out a bit, but yeah, you know, shit happens.
You have, at least for a moment, taken off the heat that you brought. Make sure you are not followed to us anymore. But I believe it is time we discussed business.
Yes. You would happen to have a map of the region, would you? And you start talking drop-off points.
I certainly have a few maps, mainly of the lower hives.
You wanna-
Alternatively, a drop-off point outside of the hive could be arranged.
Outside of the hive is a tad safer. Keeps us off scans. They've got a number of these essentially little radar scanner towers. I don't know how well the frequency travels, so that's why I'm a tad uncomfortable doing it in the lower hive.
Fair enough.
Wouldn't want them to pick up on scans immediately, and then we're going to be in a bit of trouble.
So long as you can arrange your part of the transportation.
Oh, I
It
can.
is, after all, several hundred miles away.
Oh, I can. Mikey owes me a favor.
Excellent. Let's talk amounts then. How much?
Let's see. I'm like running over like the carrying capacity of a Valkyrie and how much we want to distribute.
So basically, you're talking tons.
Yeah.
Filling a Valkyrie, we could probably get enough crates for, let's say, 2.5 metric tons.
Sounds good.
That is, of course, going to cost you a pretty penny.
Yeah, obviously.
That would be 2 million thrones.
I'd imagine so. And I'm like running over like kind of like how we're gonna like move it. Like as soon as we get it in the Valkyrie, like essentially we're gonna take the like we're gonna take it to roughly like 3 different drop-off points to split it up. So in the event that like something happens, we get found out, they only get like a third of it. So it's not a complete massive financial hit.
Sensible decision. We can probably arrange this. It will take a bit more than a week, maybe as many as 2. I assume you can, in the meantime, pull together the money. You will have to pay in full when you take over the product.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull a few strings, get the money together. I'm gonna put it in the Valkyrie with a few helping hands. We're gonna get down to the position, drop off the money, get the product, put it on the Valkyrie. Don't know where I'm gonna put the helping hands. They're expendable. Don't want to leave any too. Don't want to leave too many witnesses. We'll take care of them. I'm told.
The groves are littered.
Well, perfect. I won't. The helping hands I bring, I'll make sure that they're. Nobody anybody would miss.
Well then, it is a date, young man.
It is indeed.
In the meantime, I was talking to an acquaintance of mine about you handling the arbitrator's job.
Yeah.
And he was suitably impressed that someone would actually take the job. Said there were far too few people willing to spit in the eyes of the oppressor. He likes to talk that way.
Yeah.
He has requested to meet you.
Any particular location he wants to meet at?
Oh yes. You see, there's a refurbished warehouse in the Middle Hives. He uses it as a ballroom. This would be the invitation. He hands you an envelope.
Get a dress code?
It is a ball you are invited to. Bring your finest.
Alright.
The herald does not brook tardiness.
Alright. Until we meet again.
Until 2 weeks' time have passed.
And I get up from my little seat, and we make our way out of the... Well, unless anyone else has something they want to do in here.
Nah,
Yeah, then we make our way
that
out.
pretty
let's
much
just
covers
leave.
everything.
So, the real question, you guys finished that rot guard?
Yep. It's fucking terrible.
Yes, and your liver hates you now.
I roll toughness not to puke my guts up. 1 second. I puke my guts up.
You puke right in front of the door.
I'm like, wow,
It's
that Amasek is awful.
A syndicate underboss whose name you still don't know will later step into it.
And dies.
He will,
Oh, wait, what?
he will not be pleased, but he will not know that it was you who puked on his doorstep.
He'll just think it was some Underhiver.
In the meantime, you take a look at the invitation.
What does it say?
You have been cordially invited to the Horned Lord's Ball.
The Horned Lord's Ball.
That doesn't
Join
sound
us.
ominous.
Join us and be enlightened.
Hmm.
And then it lists the address and the time. It will happen the day after tomorrow in the evening.
I look at Aurora like, hey, you're a scholastic individual. What the fuck is a Horned Lord?
Let's roll for some heresy lore.
Forbidden lore. Heresy. Forbidden lore, Horus Heresy.
Well, I have Inquisition and Heresy and Xenos and Psychers.
Pick one.
Excellent. Roll me any one of those.
Boop. I'll try that again.
You know what? I'll come from the other side and roll for Forbidden Lore mutants.
Excellent. That's precisely what I wanted to.
Okay. So, Aurora, you know for a fact that the Horned Lord is the nickname of one of the nobles of this hive. Whose name I will have to make up at some point.
Sir Whiskers.
The cat.
We'll call him the Grand Duke Feline.
Oh god, is he gonna be talking like a cat now?
No, he's also going to be a weeaboo. He's always going to say nya.
Yeah.
I was like thinking to myself like, no, he talks like an old fucking mob like crime boss. He's like, yeah, see. But no, I like this better.
The S is silent.
He really enjoys the video game Neko Para, which translates to Neko for cat and Para for I really like disappointing my parents.
Yeah, that checks out.
A friend of mine bought me that game. I don't talk with them anymore.
Marcus.
Well, as far as I know, it appears that that might be the nickname of a lord. So perhaps we should go and see what they are up to.
And what does the Uncle Zebekiah Ramovich have to say about it?
Marcus, you know that there's several different kinds of mutants as well as genetic modifications that would cause the growth of horns.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a reasonable assumption that someone heading that wall has undergone these mutations or modifications.
Mm-hmm. Not much.
Well, I suppose any guess is better.
I have heard of this ball as I have lived here for my entire life, but don't know much about it, unfortunately.
I mean, you don't strike me as a high society man.
No, no.
To be fair, you don't strike me as any kind of society man.
Or, as a man.
I feel like I'd find you at a crack den.
Well, I've been in many of those too. That's where you get most of your volunteers' patients,
I like how Marcus's character is just Warhammer 40k version of Kyburn.
Who?
He's a character in Game of Thrones who's like the most.
Oh, Maester Kyburn, yes.
Yeah, he's the most learned man in the world because he just stole sick people and fucking cut them open just to see what was going on.
So if we lose our Crusader, we'll get a zombie mountain.
Maybe.
Is that the future of Dragon if he dies?
I have heard that they do serve you something odd in this ballroom, but that's about it.
So what you're saying is don't drink the punch.
Don't drink the punch. In fact, I wouldn't eat anything.
Alright. I will eat before I show up.
So, it is getting late and you're making your way back to your base.
Yes.
I think... First of all, give me awareness checks, please.
Yay.
More awareness checks.
The thing that we totally have covered.
I have failed.
Holy shit, I actually succeeded.
Dragon, you get that distinct feeling someone's following you.
I'm going to attempt to inconspicuously look behind me to see if I can tell who it might be.
I'd like to make note I'm carrying the rug.
You kept the corpse rug?
Yes, I kept the corpse rug. It ties the room together.
Oh, no, not this again.
Well, it did tie the room together.
Tied the body together, more likely.
Dragon, it's hard to see. You think you see some something moving in the shadows, but you can't quite make it out.
I'm gonna mumble that we're being followed and alert the party to the direction of our pursuer. Don't look, but at our 9 o'clock, someone's following us.
Do you know how many?
Do I know how many?
You've only seen one place move.
Does someone have an auspex?
At least one.
Does someone have an auspex?
No.
Nope.
God damn it.
That's the one thing that we've been missing all of this time.
Motherfucker. Alright.
Well, on the upside, we won't have our guard down when they attack.
Yeah, silver linings, silver linings.
Where is our current position? Are we still in the underhive or are we in the upper hive?
You're still in the underhive.
Okay. What is our surroundings?
There's a bunch of dingy sort of flats, apartments around. Buildings that have clearly seen better days about 7 centuries ago. Dirty, littered streets at some corners, the trash is piled up. Lots of side alleys, dark ones, poor lighting,
Good.
deep shadows.
I was just about to ask about side alleys. I'm gonna step off into one.
You do that. How about the rest of you?
Well, I'm carrying the rook. I'm gonna current stay the course
Stay in the course.
till I can also properly see the individual that's following us. And then once I can, I'm gonna try and break off and do some sneaky sneak. But until that happens, I will stay the course.
Aurora, where are you going?
Well, I suppose it would be very conspicuous if everyone just simply vanished into the darkness. And it's not like I'm very good at hiding in the shadows, so.
I mean, currently 2 people are staying on the main road and 1 has vanished in through the shadows.
Oh, well, in either case, continue with the main party.
Stay the course.
Alright then. The 3 who stay the course, please give me awareness checks.
Incoming.
The reason why I ducked back, by the way, is to try to get a better view of who might be following the party.
You guys are blind as
Intercede them.
bitches.
Oh yes. Kirby, as you keep moving, you see a shadowy figure enter the alleyway that Draken just entered.
So I see someone enter my alleyway.
Absolutely.
I look to the party. I'm like, well, it looks as though our arbitrace has been lost to time.
You see this guy.
What the fuck is that? Spider Wire's character. He wanted to play the Tomb King campaign.
Mr. Anubis, I presume?
Still half in shadows. You see someone, for the first time probably since you've come here, who's undergone some sort of full body modification.
Oof.
He, while still being humanoid, has little humanity left, essentially turning himself into an ab-human. Why anyone would want to do this, you have no idea.
Good evening, ugly. How can I help you?
Greetings. I have come bearing a gift from the Horned Lord to be delivered to you and your friends.
And what sort of gift is that?
He holds up a parcel. For you, as a show of his regard.
I'll reach out with my left hand, maul in my right.
He hands over the parcel.
Does the parcel tick?
It does not.
Well, that's concerning.
Yet.
May you find it enlightening. And then he turns to leave.
Bollocks.
Is this the only reason you were following me?
It is.
Why not just call out?
Well, consider it a bit of a test. Either you are perceptive enough to notice me, or you are not. In which case you would hardly be worth the Horned Lord's favor now, would you?
I guess. And I'm going to start talking to the party.
He just nods to you and then wanders off into the night.
Yeah. As I'm catching up to the party, Morn Lord wanted us to have a gift.
Right.
But if we weren't perceptive enough to notice the person stalking us, we wouldn't have been worthy of it. And before I get up to the party, I'm going to open up the parcel and see what's inside.
With a bear
Inside
of
is an-
massive girth.
Inside is an amulet made of some kind of metal, fashioned in a kind of animal skull, with large horns.
They gave us a freaky necklace.
Heresy.
A freaky necklace that talks.
Lord Heresy. Lord Heresy.
Okay, you figure if a dog person hands you a freaky amulet in an alleyway, it's probably heresy.
It's probably Heresy.
That seems like a fairly safe bet.
But on a scale to 1 to 10, how much heresy?
It exceeds the grading criteria.
That is the wrong question. There's only two types of heresy. No heresy and blam heresy.
On the back of the amulet it just says fuck the corpse emperor.
So yeah, I'm going to get up to the party and hand it over so they can inspect it, because I don't know jack shit about heresy.
I don't know jack shit about heresy either. But I do know a lot about piloting. Where the fuck do you find this?
Do we want to know?
Probably not.
Nope.
Alright then, while you think about what to do with that amulet, I think we're going to take a quick 5-minute break.
Good idea.
Don't tell them. What?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Alrighty then, who's back?
I'm here. Didn't go nowhere.
Let's see, Kai is still missing.
Well, guys, I'm gonna have to get going, so y'all can continue.
Alright.
Alright, see you around.
Yep, later.
So, what are you guys going to do with the amulet?
Well, we obviously can't put it on. That would be all kinds of bad. And from the many experts on heresy, they all say it's heresy. Do we try the amulet in a court of law and burn it at the stake?
So your current ideas are to try it in a court of law.
It is one possibility, yes. Trying the item at a court of law and setting it ablaze.
I don't think it's going to defend itself, or accept the verdict.
We could hire an attorney for it.
I mean, yes, somebody could play a devil's advocate.
That person would then be shot as well.
Yeah, that seems appropriate. Do we have any further ideas?
Do we want to send it off to the interrogator?
I look at it and try to figure out if it has any bugs or tracking devices or listening devices or anything like that.
You can't find any. This seems to be solid metal.
Um, I know, guys. Sunny science.
You, interestingly enough, science can't be rolled at all unless you have it.
Yep.
It's not like other skills.
To be fair, rolling that wouldn't do you any good anyways, because you're standing next to an all.
It ruins everything with his nullness.
Well,
Guys, I vote we put him to death.
I mean, I'm not stopping you from doing anything. I'm also not endorsing anything. You get to explain that to him.
well, I guess back to base? Question mark?
Well, we've determined that the amulet is relatively safe in the terms that it's not for some sort of tracking device.
I mean, it. Yeah.
And as we can tell so far, we have not. We're no longer being followed.
Does it into the fire? Destroy it!
No.
Silly Marcus. This amulet can only be destroyed on Mount Doom.
And that's only after the Lord Weebisabu cuts it with his sword. Is that gonna be the big secret to this? I gotta go back to that fucking asshole. Chan, have him cut it in half.
Ah, yes, we should ask his opinion on this.
He'll say,
Yes, you should definitely go and ask his opinion on this.
You look me in the eyes, you'll say, Komenasai, I don't know nothing
Baby,
about
it's just like,
amulets."
hello, Chan, would you like to tell us what to do next?
He's like, oh, Baka, Komenasai, I don't know nothing about amulets. Nyan? I'd fucking shoot him. But, we shall take the amulet back to base. Then I will put in a call to the interrogator. I'll describe the amulet in detail and ask them if we should swing it by his place.
That seems about good as an idea as any.
So they can properly examine it with with a team of experts, and then properly dispose of it if it proves to be incredibly dangerous.
That certainly does sound like a potentially heretical artifact. I should send someone over to collect it.
Perfect.
For study and most likely disposal.
You should probably let him know about our ballroom meeting with most likely a mutated man.
Also, on a side note, interrogator. A recent venture into some undercover work has drawn up a meeting with a noble who is hosting a ball. I don't know anything about this noble, only mentionings of, was it a horned one?
Horned
The
one,
Horned
yes.
Lord.
A horned lord?
Horned lord, yeah.
And that this person considers the arbitrace to be incredibly adversarial.
as most criminals do.
And on a cider note, in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to need a very particular piece of military transportation. I'm also going to need some stormtroopers, although I know where to get that.
What unholy terror do you need a military transport for?
I am about to basically do a 1 million throne drug bust.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
So while I was doing a bit of undercover work, I managed to convince a bunch of chuckle fucks that I had access to a Valkyrie, and they want, with my assistance, to be able to move $1 million, 1 million throne gelt
I
worth
believe
of
it might have been 2
time
million.
dust, 1 million to 2 million worth of time dust, a particular type of military grade stimulant, to be sold illegally off planet.
See.
So if you could get me a Valkyrie, and I'll go get the stormtroopers, we can bust ourselves a bunch of fucking idiots who believe that lie.
That certainly could be arranged. Anything else?
At current, I've got nothing other than just that the name of this organization is referred to as the Syndicate, and that they're connected with the people that I'm getting the drugs from.
Mentioned about maybe the enlightened ones or whatever they call themselves. Especially with the Horn Lord was all like the message was prepare to be enlightened.
The very specific thing they mentioned when they were talking about the Arbites is they mentioned them as unenlightened, which from the many experts I have in my my entourage say that sounds very heretical. I don't know it's a particular brand of heresy that we're dealing with. Mostly because people of my profession are kept away from such things, and as a result, I'm having to sit here and sift through a bunch of information that confuses the shit out of me. I mean, I just got through chapter 3. Who in the fucking right mind would worship a bunch of skulls on a throne? Sounds stupid. Oh look, my phone's fully charged. It's beeping at me.
I mean, even
Anyways.
the mention of a Horned One would suggest that he's a mutant, and there's only really specific kinds of things that can do that.
Oh, and how long have you been on this planet? Interrogator.
About 4 years, why?
How familiar are you with the local nobility and aristocracy?
One is not friendly with nobility. One is considered a threat or not.
Okay. Out of curiosity, you would happen to know a noble that, inhabits this planet, but is unlike most. Sorry, the caller has finally caught up with me. You wouldn't happen to know of a noble on this planet who, from outward appearance wise, has refrained from any kind of physical augmentation to allow himself to be attractive?
Rare. And that would certainly make them, well, social outcasts.
Because we met someone on the street who was, well, didn't meet them physically, saw them. They stuck out. Who was wandering around with a war beast.
Sanctioned one?
It looked like it. It's humanoid size. Definitely looked like the brand that the Mechanicus hands out for retail. The individual who was walking around with it, though, did not look like a noble, but definitely wore noble garb and carried themselves like a noble. But, they were not one of astounding beauty and grace. Yep, and now that fell on the floor.
And I assume you did not see this individual in the upper spires?
No. I saw this individual while coming back from the local Arbitrace facility.
No, that's strange indeed. The nobility do not mingle with the common folk.
I'm gonna try and keep tabs on this individual.
And do so. You may want to look into Lord Percival, who may or may not fit that description you gave. He's known to be a bit of a kook.
Also, on a side note, if you ever need information from the local Arbitrace facilities, whatever you do, stay the fuck away from Intelligencer Chan.
That's a weird name.
He speaks an incomprehensible dialect of Low Gothic.
It is the lowest of the low.
And also, he has a very, very peculiar power sword that he swears up and down is not a power sword, but is actually a sword folded 1,000 times.
Noted.
Stay the hell away from him. He makes absolutely no sense. He is a confusing individual.
And he should be promoted. Oh, wait, what?
Noted. I'll have promoted.
He should be the planetary governor.
Let's start small with general of the PDF first, right?
General the PDF and head engineer of sanitation.
Yes.
It's a cushy job.
General, I'm sure General Chan will do quite well.
By the end of the week, he'll be promoted to Emperor of the World and then put down by firing squad.
But not before he renames the planet Nihon.
This will occur after one too many arguments with the other noble lords on who best embodies the word waifu.
Begun the waifu wars has.
It was a strange time for this planet.
Oh yes. I remember it like yesterday, the great waifu wars of 87.
You fought in the waifu wars?
So much blood spilled, so many lives lost. All for that one question. Who is best girl?
It was truly a horrifying time.
Truly. There was only one thing all could agree on. The worst girl was Megumi.
You know, Aqua, like on the big list, Aqua was like 11th.
Of 10?
No, like out of 100, she placed 11th.
I'm sorry, people like Aqua?
Yeah.
Apparently,
Megaman and Darkness were like 23 and 22 respectively.
yeah. Apparently, all of them placed really high.
I'm not kidding. It was shocking. I was blown away.
So you're saying that all those weird people are really just the weird minority who like the Mega Meme?
It's so peculiar. Because, like, their characters, they're designed to be unlikable.
Yes, we've all watched the same video.
It's confusing. But anyways, that would conclude the briefing from to the interrogator. A fucking hound.
Alrighty then. It is getting fairly late, so this will probably wrap up this day.
Yes.
Sounds good.
How would you like to prepare for the meeting, the ball, for the next 2 days?
I would like to get. I just thought about this for a second. I was gonna say I would like to get a very nice suit, but then you know, other such attire for the party. But then I realized that's coming out of our funding.
Yep.
Funny you should mention that. I was going to tell you, once you acquire those clothes, that you're starting to strain your budget.
That's gonna come out of our funding, and I was gonna wait for Aurora to look up after looking over our expense report. What funding?
Precisely.
And go.
Bribes are getting incredibly expensive.
In short, you've been throwing fistfuls of thrones every which way.
Yep.
We have indeed at bribes.
The
You have
bribes
no-
budget has been exceeded by 7,000%.
Yeah, we should probably
Yes.
cut corners here.
All right. So okay. So
We
from
don't
now
have
on-
money for scissors.
Okay, so that is true. All right. So from now on,
We'll
the
cut your
policy.
spending, but you can't afford the knife.
Okay.
Yes.
From now on, the policy is as follows: if that person can be classified as non-essential, we do not bribe them. We shoot.
Wait, what has the policy been so far?
I believe the policy was bribe everyone. At least that's what it felt like.
It's
Precisely.
So far, it's been bribe everyone to keep the subtlety rating at a nice, crisp location. But now it's
Why? Why? We're amazing at keeping our subtlety score down. I think we have a -4 basic to reduction of it. We'd have to get like minus or
I
5.
fucking forget. How does the subtlety chart? Is it high is good or is it low is good? I can't fucking remember.
I believe low is good.
Okay.
Yes, it increases.
Yeah. I think our subtlety is adequate because we bribed everyone instead of doing the more appropriate response, which would raise it but also save us financially. Shoot them.
You also have not been officially connected to any of the large mishaps you've caused.
This is true. I think
Mishaps
must-
that happened just purely on their own, out of coincidence.
Yeah. We didn't pull that fire alarm. I know I didn't. I was doing something else that was illegal. You can't prove
Must
nothing.
have been some stupid worker.
And anyone who says otherwise will be hex goyimmed out of the fucking planet.
Anyone who says otherwise will join the entire complement of workers as they're converted into servitors.
And also the adept who fucked up the filing again. We go to tell the interrogator that we succeeded on the mission. He didn't get a report because the adept didn't file it, so it didn't happen.
Speaking of adept mishaps, In the morning, a carrier comes by.
I shoot him.
You shoot the Inquisition carrier.
I kid. I kid. Just wanted that to wash over. No, I take the I take the missive.
Oh no, he's not here to deliver. He's here to fetch.
Okay, what is he here to fetch?
An amulet.
Oh yeah, that's right. The interrogator was sending someone to fetch the amulet. Or go get the amulet. We'll put it in the container. So this fucker's not running around with a fucking... Well, you know.
Make him sure that he looks out if anybody follows him. Because we've been followed quite often now.
Yeah. So I put it in a box. I come back up to the door and I'm like, were you followed?
No, sir.
Good. Do you have any means to defend yourself?
I have some weaponry hidden on my body.
Do you know a myriad of shortcuts and potential escape routes in the event that this package is attempted to be intercepted?
In some parts of the route I will have to take.
Okay, good. If you'd have answered any of these questions with a no, that was the fastest way to get hit over the head with this box.
Then I appreciate you not doing that.
You should. Now take this box, get it delivered, and we never speak of this again. Ever.
Sure.
I haven't given you shit. As I hand him the box.
He shakes his head, starts to leave, and just mumbles to himself, "What a weird fucking delivery."
I think there's a child at my house because I hear like laughter. And my dog is losing its shit. 1 second.
So, what do you people do about the clothing required for the ball?
Go to my old apartment and look up the finest clothing that I have, which is nothing.
Marcus, you're wearing the finest rags you own.
Alright, I have returned.
Then I ask you the same question.
Exactly.
What are you going to do about the clothing required for the ball?
Well, I gotta think about that. We could either spend a section of our budget, which we don't really fucking have, or we could get very creative. But anyone in this party, out of curiosity, happen to have this trade school, the trade skill tailoring. Aurora, is this the part where you revealed that there's a subset of the dialogus for the tailor?
No, but she is painfully aware of etiquette.
God damn it.
However, there might be a way. Let's see if my hunch could be correct. Roll dialogus. Well, let's try that again and hope that I do not get a +1 on that. I mean, can it possibly get any worse?
I mean, there's a tiny chance it could get possibly worse, but that's statistically unlikely.
So what does Trade Dialogus do?
Being aware of etiquette, as the Dialogus often advise the nobility of the Imperium, Aurora is considering the option that we could state that we are celebrating or honoring one of the myriad of saintly holidays around the Imperium, and thus we must, in the spirit of this spiritual celebration, we must abstain from overtly flamboyant clothing and thus dress ourselves in rags.
As no holiday is observed on this planet that would require dressing in rags, that would probably not fly. You could, however, argue that you're a revencher.
Well, for her, yes.
You can probably also argue that Zebediah is a very ugly revencher.
We'll just put a, sack on his head.
Paper bag.
Yeah,
Throw like a smiley face on it.
We'll find a potato bag from somewhere and poke a few holes in it.
We'll just say he's Marcus is a member of the Fraterus Militaris.
But other than that, knowing that the Grand Duke Feline is usually a man of impeccable taste, you assume he would be quite insulted if you came in rags for anything other than very important religious reasons.
So perhaps it might be best that you acquired or borrowed more suitable clothing.
I see. I'm gonna have to do something very illegal, aren't I?
I got it. Let's break into a costume shop and
No.
borrow.
Borrow, beg, and steal.
Okay, I'm going to break into somewhere, but I'm not breaking into a costume shop. Nor am I going
I'm
to
breaking into a dance.
Nor am I going to walk into a costume shop and tell them that I need particular clothing that is immune to slashing and say it's for a LARP. Nor will I say it's for a spelunking expedition.
I need blade-proof costumes. I'm going to a ball. As you know, those are really dangerous. Wait, what?
I'm also not going to walk up to the person running the ball and tell them that I am Zero, and then do a speech that makes the GM and the other players exit the room, and also get off the mic and exit the room.
Never forget, I am Deimos!
I had to listen to that speech fucking twice. The first time when he did it to the two guards up front, the second time when he did it to the fucking commander. Both times Marcus abandoned me in my hour of need.
Wah, 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 wah.
Well now. So.
He's the only person in this world who's ever made me bust a blood vessel in my eye. But how to get some clothing? Well, I could steal clothing, but that would require me having to sneak into a facility undetected and then sit there and try and figure out what everyone's sizes are.
Fat.
Well, I know that yours would be extra, 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 extra large, or in other words, I look for the fucking goddamn tag that's got a dinosaur on it.
And don't forget that very fine clothing is expected.
Yes.
After all, you are attending the Grand Duke.
So if I were to go into the upper hive, well, not the upper hive, but if I went to the noble district, I would have to sneak into a noble district's store and steal it, which means sophisticated security. That thing I don't know how to get past because I have no fucking goddamn ranks in security.
Well, let's see. Nobody really owes us any favors. We can't just request costumes.
The significantly more legal thing we could do is we could find people who are attending the ball who fit our approximate sizes, beat them up and take their clothing. But I think the owner of the ball would be a bit confused when, like, roughly 5 people don't fucking show up.
There might be actually another angle to this that might not be quite as
Brutish.
yes, thuggish. It is quite common that among the nobility to have certain clothing tailored prior to such significant events. If we were to find the tailors, it could be possible to acquire these costumes prior to them being shipped to the to-be owners.
So, essentially impersonate someone going to pick up the outfits.
Well, sometimes tags get changed.
That's true.
That's maybe our best option, honestly.
Alright, so we got to find nobles who are having outfits prepared for certain sizes. Now, for a few of us, myself and Aurora, sizes should be fairly stock standard. In the case of Draken and, Zakbakaya, that's a bit harder.
Honestly,
Although I think we can just make the argument that Draken is like a fucking bodyguard. Because trying to find an outfit fitting of a noble for someone who's built like John Jones is actually going to be impossible.
how about I just stay out of the ball?
But we might need a tech expert.
True.
Unless you're gonna, want to handle all that from a van.
I mean, I could definitely stay in a van and try to give you support over the microbead.
Do you think you can install some security cameras and cogitators inside of a van?
But it would take quite a lot of effort.
Do you think you're up to that effort?
It's that, or I'll come along inside and be the obvious.
Okay.
We'll think about that.
We'll have you assist from the distance until further notice. Or in other words, we'll put you in a van and let you,
as Spider-Man Homecoming says, I'm the guy in the chair.
I'm the guy in the chair that does my best from a distance.
Because I'm the obvious sore thumb that sticks out.
In Dark Heresy First Edition, you're the adept who's only expected to use suppressing fire with his auto pistol.
Then again, yeah. I'm also the medic, which is also a bad thing if any of you get into a fight for some reason in this ball.
Oh, I don't know when we'd get into a fight. Unless Draken feels personally insulted.
Yeah, fight my champion, War Beast B.
I don't wanna. I'll fight it in a game of who's more attractive. The War Beast wins.
Trial by combat.
Trial by combat, indeed.
I choose fire to be my champion. Aurora, hand me that flamethrower.
He asked me to choose weapons, so I chose surprise.
You said choose your champion, so I chose the food at Taco Bell. He fucking died. Oh, I remember that. It was a funny skit.
Anyways, I think we have a plan now.
Okay, explain your plan please to me. And notice that something's missing.
Man, I've got like an empty stomach.
Me
Go on,
too.
please. Explain your plan to me.
Okay. So for those of us who are actually going to physically go inside of the ball, what we're going to do is we're going to find out where some nobles who are having some clothing made that kind of appropriately fits our sizes. We're going to pick them up, kind of, well, impersonating like the nobles, like I guess valet. Take said clothing, use it for our own devices, and then we're gonna go inside. I don't think we'll get Drac in a uniform or like a particular ball clothing. I think we'll just have him, play to his strength, which is that of a bodyguard. And as for Uncle Zedekiah, we're gonna try and get a vehicle, get some cogitator put in there, and he can kind of tactically help us from a distance with some adept hacking. And
if that's like maybe the classic stay in the local hotel next to the building or abandoned building.
basically, he's going to do what your character did in the Shadowrun camp. Assist from the distance.
I'm still missing one piece of information.
Mm.
How are you going to find out who else is attending?
Now, see, that is the hard part.
That is definitely, yeah. I mean, we could definitely.
I suppose you can always guess the usual suspects.
Like, someone just spent 60,000 thrones on a fucking suit that they're having.
We just need to find the tailor.
Yeah, we definitely need to find like a tailor properly in the quote-unquote rich district or noble district or whatever you're gonna wanna call it.
You mean the upper hive?
Sure. That is true. I mean, I don't know. Arias? Look at the ledger and see who has ordered the suit recently.
Lies and damnation.
So, is your current plan to go to the upper hive, find a tailor, and then look at the ledgers?
I mean, you guys have any better idea?
Remind me again, why do we need to check the ledgers?
I don't know, that was just an idea that I threw out there into the ether.
What's the end goal?
I was just
I-
thinking since you needed to know who's been ordering the suits.
Well, we don't need to know who's ordering them. We just need to know where they're being ordered from.
True, true. We do know the date of this ball, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's in 2 days.
Okay.
Or I guess the next day now.
Oh,
So
wow.
that'll be basically hurry if we want to find anything that hasn't been delivered yet.
Yeah, well, we need to go like right now. Go in there, just pretend to be like the guy and be like, hey, listen,
I mean, failing that, you could always just nab something off the shelf, and then make I can prepare for you a profuse list of suitable apologies based on the short preparation time of the invitation. And of course, the flummoxing city planning, considering
Hang on, I'll be right
you are still off-worlder.
Well, we just go in there in rags. That's gonna be lovely.
Hey guys, can you give me a logic check, please?
With a plus 50, probably because it's so fucking obvious what happens.
Zebediah, there's one thing that strikes you as a bit odd. As you keep talking about how you're going to the upper hive to potentially rob a tailor, you think back on the invitation, and that said that the ball was being held in the middle hive.
Middle hive. Okay, so not as fancy clothes.
Okay.
It does seem somewhat strange that
Maybe
that is a very apt description.
they're slumming it.
Anyways.
Okay, I returned once again.
Okay.
I'm ordering a pizza.
Yay.
So, do we have a plan yet?
Well now.
I believe it was decent of a plan as any, given the circumstances.
Yes, we just found out that, well, was reminded that it's in the middle hive, the ball, not the upper hive. Really throwing plank here.
Well, if we are going with the idea that, okay, it's in the middle hive, so that's the expected level of attire, then we'll just find a middle hive tailor.
I love that you're just so utterly stumped by getting clothes.
Yeah!
Well, we're trying to do it. We're trying to get nice clothes for free.
I mean, fuck, all if we know, they're
And we don't want to do something brutish.
all we know, the costume required that they're gonna be wearing are like white robes because they're all like weird. What did you call them again? Enlightened ones?
Be enlightened.
So all they
How-
could be wearing
how
is fucking white
plain-
robes.
Okay. I need to ask this. How plain are are some of the nice clothing that you can get from the Sisters of the Battle Covenant? Because I think we could just handle Aurora's by just having her go down to the local like Sister Battle Covenant and picking up some ornate robes from them.
I
Oh, I'm
don't
sure.
think the Boulder bitches carry suits.
Well, I know they don't carry suits, but I know they could carry a robe for Aurora. And what I'm saying is that might be able to cover Aurora's if they look nice.
I'm sure that on this Mechanicus world there are several sororitas convents.
Yeah. So what I'm asking is that are there any like really nice ornate robes that you think you could get from them?
Probably.
So at the very least, we could just we could cover you. So in the event that we have to fork over the fucking money,
I mean, the
we'd
closest.
only have
No.
to fork over it for one fucking suit. If we did. Most likely we're going to end up stealing one. And then in this case, we only have to steal one. Mine. I'm trying to financially help us out here.
Well, buy or acquire via other means.
Yeah.
We still need to head to the tailors.
Yeah. So I think what we'll do is we'll head to the tailors and we'll kind of ask them what's the suit etiquette like what are most of the people getting?
Right. So you're going to find a tailor.
Yes.
Tailor's shop. Good
Fair enough.
morning, you. What can I do you for?
Hi, so I've never done this before. I was invited to a sort of ball or get together with a couple of associates, and I was curious as to what is fashionable for these sort of things.
Oh, well, that depends, of course. What kind of ball is it? Regular attire, masquerade, costume ball?
You see, the person, to my knowledge, who's hosting it, it's a friend of a friend. I'm just told that the clothing has to be exceptionally nice, so I don't know if it's a particular, like if it's a masquerade or anything. I'm just told they'd be very disappointed, if I showed up in this.
Oh, well, if they didn't specify, it's probably not a masquerade. Those tend to be specifically asked.
Yeah.
If you weren't told anything, then a proper suit would probably do you just fine.
What do most people order from here in terms of suits?
Well, for evening wear, we have the tuxedo, or a nice dinner jacket, pants, and pants combination. Those tend to be the most favored.
Okay.
I am personally quite partial to the tuxedo.
I'd imagine so. It's a very nice tuxedo. And I mean, how does fitting go? How long do you think that would take?
Oh well, it depends if you want just the fitting, or if you want to have the whole suit made specifically for you.
Yeah, because they sprung this on me, and I do mean sprung this on me. I've got 2 days. Well, technically 1 now. I
Well,
would
the
have had 2
fitting itself
yesterday if
will
they would
take
have
an
told
hour
me
or
in the
two.
morning. Yeah, I would have known the day. If I would have been told in the morning of yesterday, I would have had 2 days, but I was told at night, so I might as well have had 1.
Well, the fitting will take an hour or two, and if you want the suit custom made, well, for a bit of an express fee, it can probably be done by tomorrow midday.
Okay, and how much do these usually cost?
Well, a fit suit will run you, well, let's say, between 2 and 300 thrones, depending. While a custom-made suit will run you 500 upwards, depending on the fabric used.
Makes sense. Now, out of character to our operational budget, how much do we have left?
Let's say that getting suits for everyone, it will strain your budget. You will not have a lot left.
Yeah. Now we can get an outfit from the Sister Covenant. Probably. Or do you think there's no guarantee?
Is that a question you're asking me or her?
Both? One of you? None of you? Somebody help me out here.
How about not buying them? How about just loaning them? Would that save us a little bit of money?
If I asked him if he
To
could take a loan.
To answer in order, yes, Aurora can probably get some ornate robes. Or loan them.
Yeah.
As for Varkas, you're not getting a custom fit suit on loan. Once the fitting is done, it's yours. You don't unfit a suit. That's not how it works. So you can probably loan a suit. It's not going to fit very well because it's the X size fits most kind of principle.
So we could do the X fit, but yeah, that would only go for like Kirby.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If we get me just a fitted suit, immediately afterwards, we gotta start making some fucking money.
I mean, I could try to also pretend to be a bodyguard. I mean, I do have Imperial flag, but that's kind of a data giveaway.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Flag.
Yeah.
You know what I could do instead of fucking going to get a suit that I could also technically get? I'm Navy. I can get my old Navy uniform.
You could probably get a dress uniform, yes.
Like, just all I'd really have to do is just have the tailor clean it up.
I could get what? Like a clean lab coat? Whoop-de-doo.
A lab coat will not do.
Yeah, that's
Here's
why I
the
said
thing.
whoop-de-doo.
Here's the thing. It would not do unless they thought you were someone of esteem.
Which
'Cause if
I'm
you're like-
obviously
if-
not.
If we had like a fake ID that was believable for you, the people there might actually like, oh yeah, that's like fucking Doctor. I'm trying to think of a good doctor name.
Zimmerman.
Give me a logic test, please.
Alright. Here's my attempt at logic, guys.
Oh, you think that plan will work perfectly fine. Marcus? Save him.
Tell
Oh,
me
excellent.
why I'm wrong.
Well, as Obadiah scratches his neck because there's something itching there, he knows.
And I'm not taking that off.
Ooh, I could pretend to be your slave.
No, Wuzen's very fetishes in this.
Yes,
He's
master!
way too happy about this.
Because it's such a dumb idea.
So what you're saying is you want me to walk into this ball. Me in my Navy uniform that's gonna be cleaned up. Aurora in a ornate robe. Tracking the bodyguard and his enforcer carapace, painted a bit. And you in your lab coat with a collar around your neck. And I'm supposed to tell him he's my slave.
You know, that does sound like a Marcus plan.
I keep him around to beat him with a stick because it's funny. Is that what I'm supposed to tell the nobles? It's just like, who is that? Like, I'm gonna walk up to them. They're gonna look at me, and they're like, who is that ghastly individual walking with you? He smells.
Bring
I
me
say, oh, this-
tequila!
oh.
Snap, step!
I was like, oh, this is Romlovich. I enslaved him because I think it's funny watching him do that little dance that he does when I throw gelt at him. Do the dance, and I fucking throw like coins at you.
You know, that legit might work.
All right, you know what? Fuck. If anyone asks, you're this fucking retard that I fucking say.
Legit in a gathering of nobles, because I think it's funny to watch the peasant dance for coins.
No!
That's actually legit reason.
God damn it! All right, so this is what's gonna happen.
That's
You're
a
gonna
terrible idea.
You're gonna have this woman in an ornate religious ceremonial, me in an Imperial Navy uniform going down to visit a goddamn for a noble ball. And when they ask like, who is that ghastly individual that you're carrying around with a fucking collar, I was gonna say, oh, this is my this is my slave, Henry. I keep him around because it's funny to watch him dance when I throw things at him.
Yes, Massa. How can I serve you today, Massa?
Do the dance! And I fucking start pelting him with fucking gelt. And I watch him do this stupid dance and the nobles clap.
Just all the fucking no in the world.
He does it faster if you throw harder things at him. And I throw a brick.
Also
By the end of
another
it,
good
some-
reason
By
why.
the end of it, they're going to have the war beast throw a couch at you just to see how fast you do the dance.
Yeah, that's definitely one reason that I shouldn't really go to the ball. I do have the explosive color. That would be kind of a...
No, Marcus, this is the plan now. You are my slave.
God damn
You
it!
walked your ass right into this. You're going to live with this decision.
Stop listening to my dumbass ideas!
Listen, there is no Emancipation Proclamation for your punk ass.
To be fair, the dumbest ideas usually are the ones that win out in this group. I mean, you do remember Bobtrick, don't you?
Yeah,
I still
I
fully blame Kai
I
for that.
consented to that. I have
My
never once
proudest
in
moment.
my life regretted watching you be rewarded with a fucking... with flat out just a turnip. That was your reward for the quest you went on. It was dangerous. Everyone else got money. You got a fucking turnip.
A big turnip.
And you just sat there mesmerized for an entire night before a goat defiled it.
It was a mule.
Yeah, I think it
I'm
was
sorry,
a
a mule.
mule.
Total revenge.
A mule defiled it, and you swore vengeance on that day.
the Bobtrick
It's
clan
unfortunate.
for vengeance on the entire family of that mule, not
It's
knowing that
unfortunate.
mules are sterile.
Alright,
Yeah,
fine.
It's unfortunate that Bobdrick never got to exact his bloody revenge for when he went on an investigation mission with the party. Kevin Steen threw him through a wall down a flight of stairs, broke every bone in his body, and then threw him into a summoning pit. That was a great end to that character. Yes, I ordered the pizza. Oh, no,
But
that
did you
wasn't.
order 2 pizzas? Ah, cheers. Anyways, are we starting to come to an end?
Yeah, we'll probably have the whole ball next time.
I don't know why is it feels like we've been going for a really long time, even though we 3 hours or so.
So, next week, we shall have ourselves a ball.
Alright, I returned.
A true ball.
Alright, so this is the plan. We will enter this ball in 1 day's time.
And
Lavished
then
in
Fat Monkey will
our
dance for you.
lavished in our finest clothing that we have on hand. With our armed bodyguard in tow. And our monkey that we're going to throw money at. Thus straining our budget. Because I'm not picking it back up.
That legit is going to be what breaks your budget, isn't it?
You know what?
You know what?
You know what? Worth it. Because here's the thing. He'll pick the money up, hand it back to me, so I can throw it back at him. The self-fulfilling prophecy.
I approve.
Marcus is going to end up in a critical state out of all the sheer shit that's been thrown at him.
I mean, we have talked about fucking Sembrigaya dying like past how many sessions now?
He's gonna get the shit beaten out of him in this accession. That's gonna be how he ends. He just gets pelted to death with fucking pocket change. Those nobles can make it rain, but I'll make it hail.
And here he is, just fucking sticking along to the party, surviving. Barely.
I'm gonna make you suffer in the Stygian pits.
I mean, that's even the thing. We haven't even had that much combat, but the problem is my character keeps just failing over and over again with everything that he does. Well, except occasionally succeeding now with something because I just have such a high bonus.
I mean, you passed your logic test finally. You were finally a logical individual.
Twice, eh?
It was shell-shocking. Better than that one day where Holler just kept giving you rerolls, you just kept fucking failing.
Literally, my character in this campaign is like one step away from like the button being pressed.
I have a copied picture of that 100 you rolled when your target number was 103.
Anyways, so we're done.